Namaskara and welcome to Season 2 of A Village Story. This is a story of moving onto the land, not as a farmer, but as an urban woman with big dreams. This is not a guide, not a lesson, it is a lived story. This is a village story. Season 2 The Land Beckons. If you feel called by the land, the season is for you. So grab a cup of chai and settle in. Living on the land meant isolation. Our visits to the local markets, our occasional trips to the city, those were our bridges to society. A little dose of city chaos would energize us. We would return to the farm refreshed, motivated to work harder on the land. Life was smooth, slow, and predictable. And then the pandemic struck. What we had taken for granted, casual outings, conversations, movement, suddenly became rare, almost luxurious. During the lockdown, something shifted. For the first time, we truly became one with the land. She became our cocoon, our comfort, and our solace. We woke up with her, worked on her, she fed us, and we slept holding the quiet she gave us. For someone raised in the city, this lockdown rewired me completely. All my dreams, big, small, practical, irrational, we began attempting them. Mr. M, my husband, and I, just the two of us. It started simply, cooking elaborate meals from scratch. Then it grew into something bigger. We decided to grow paddy for ourselves. That decision meant preparing the land from nothing. We began waking up earlier than we ever had before. Hoe in hand, we would walk to the patch we chose. We drenched the soil with water, built bunds, and when the field filled up to our ankles, we stomped through it, turning, pressing, softening the earth until it was ready. What I have just described in a few sentences took us more than 2 weeks of relentless effort. And yet, it felt meaningful. Interestingly, the rest of the land was left untouched. Lockdown gave her a space to breathe. She covered herself in weeds completely. Like how we dress ourselves, she clothed herself in wild growth. We began foraging for wild greens to cook sambar. We ran barefoot with our dogs. We laughed more. Afternoons were sacred. A cool house, a slow meal, and a deep siesta. And something inside me began to heal. I had never known this kind of rest, not even on lazy Sundays. The land was building a routine for me, one without competition, without comparison, without the constant urge to excel. The achiever in me, the one always burning to prove, to perform, and to win, was finally cooling down. The fire that had quietly exhausted me for years was being quenched by the steady, soothing hum of the land. An entire day, this is what my life looked like. I would put on a hat, wear my gloves. I was still becoming a farmer, not quite one yet. I would spend hours deviating Parthenium from a patch, not for yield, not for money, but simply to make it pleasant to the eyes. We had planted papaya saplings months earlier, and during the lockdown, they rewarded us. Bright yellow, sweet, sun-warmed. Those papayas felt like proof that the land gives back quietly when you stay. That was also when my tryst with growing my own greens began. Methi, palak, dil, small beds, small harvests. Just enough for our kitchen. What began as an experiment has stayed with me for years now. Even today, I still try to grow our greens. Not because I have to, but because it reminds me who I became during that time. I remember lying under the mango trees, directly on the soil and grass, staring at a wide blue sky. Low, dense white clouds drifting lazily, and the strange, surreal feeling would wash over me. There was nothing urgent on the schedule, no target to chase, no metric to measure myself against, no one to prove my worth to. Just breathe, just be, just exist as a small part of the life unfolding around me. And when I look back at that time now, I realize the lockdown did not trap me. It slowed me down enough to meet myself. The land did not just feed us with papayas and greens, she fed me perspective. For the first time in my adult life, I was not chasing anything, not growth, not validation, not success. I was simply present. And in that presence, something inside me softened. The achiever in me did not disappear. She just learned to sit down, to breathe, to listen. The land taught me that productivity is not purpose, and rest is not laziness. Sometimes becoming one with the soil is not about farming. It is about remembering that you are allowed to exist without constantly proving your worth. And before we close, a small reflection. When was the last time you did something not to achieve, not to impress, not to move ahead, but simply to feel alive? If everything stopped tomorrow, would you know how to just be? Maybe the land is not calling you to farm. Maybe It is simply calling you to slow down. This is a village story, Season 2. Namaskara and take care.